some chicken fillets. You can see we got them for $7 at the Canadian grocery store. We got some potatoes. We cut them up and we let them oxidize a little bit. It's important that you let potatoes oxidize a little bit until you get the nice color on them. And then we're going to cook some brown beans in the microwave. So first, gotta get some butter out of the fridge. It's important to use butter and not margarine. Yes. You're gonna cut maybe, see, we're gonna start the potatoes first because they take a little bit longer than the chicken. And we're gonna cut maybe just about 2 tablespoons of butter. Not quite, but almost there. We're gonna put that in our pan. We're gonna turn the oven on to about a 6. That's just past the medium mark. We're gonna put her on to about a 6. You gotta rinse your hands so you don't get butter all over everything. It's important to rinse your hands pretty frequently while you're cooking. So that way you don't cross-contaminate, especially with chicken.
Yeah, safety guy agrees. You got to put it to a 6 on the stove.
And you get the spices going. Actually, before the spices, we're going to get just a little bit of barbecue sauce. Any barbecue sauce in particular will work. And we're going to shake out just a little bit of barbecue sauce. That's enough barbecue sauce. You can see that in the pan with the butter. You let it heat up. Then we're gonna get the spices. So first off, we got 3 red spices. We got some seasoning salt. Right now we got the Lawry's seasoned salt. And we're just gonna put a layer of that across the bottom in the oven. And we're gonna get this, we got this Clubhouse roasted garlic and peppers spice, which I've recently discovered. It's a pretty good one. Now you're gonna wanna put about 3.5 shakes in there. And then next you're gonna wanna get the paprika. You can see we got the Plowman's smoked paprika seasoning. I think that's how you say that, Plowman. It might be
Plowman's.
It might be Blockman, but I'm not altogether sure. Now we're running out of paprika, but you're gonna want to put about 4 shakes in that. I hit a 5 because it's running out, so it's coming out slow. Next, you want to get the cumin. Now the cumin is one of the best spices to put into it. So you're gonna want to go on to about 16 shakes of the cumin.
And it's the favorite spice of the coomer, of course.
You got lots of cumin in there.
So much cumin.
You get a little bit of turmeric. You want to put 4 shakes of the turmeric in there. It's real good for your health.
Yeah, the turmeric reduces inflammation.
Yeah. And you're going to want to get the sage. You just want to get a little bit of sage in there. I usually put 3 shakes. And then you get the brown sugar. And the brown sugar, well, actually it's the second last thing you want to put in for now. And you just sprinkle it around. You just sprinkle the brown sugar in there nicely so it covers all around. It's probably enough. You want to rinse your hands off again. Remember, we want to keep rinsing the hands so we don't cross-contaminate. And then you want to get some water. Now, see, you want to pour the water. You don't focus where the butter is. but you pour it around like that. And you can see she'll really start to bubble. She'll start to heat up once you pour the water into there. Then you want to get your spatula and you mix everything in there around until you get a nice consistent color with it. You can see the colors are mixing together. And then you just end up with a real brown after all the colors mixed together.
They're saying you're a real Chad for not using an oven mitt server.
No, you don't use an oven mitt unless you're putting things in the oven. We're using the stove right now. There's no such thing as a stove mitt. I don't know who would use a stove mitt. But you can see you got a nice consistent brown color. And what's in there? And then you want to get your oxidized potatoes. Once again, you look for the real pink color from the oxidization. And you just want to slide all the potatoes in there. Make sure you don't miss any.
Oh my God.
You want to rinse your hands again, because remember you want to keep rinsing your hands so you don't cross-contaminate.
You got to make sure to wash your hands. That's important.
Yeah, you keep the hands rinsed. And now you want to mix the potatoes around. You see, if you watch the potatoes, as you mix them, you get them all covered. You get them all covered with all the good stuff in the pan.
Yeah.
And that puts the flavor throughout all the potatoes. So you keep mixing them, and you keep mixing them until they're all smothered. You want to smother all the potatoes. And the potatoes start to really smell good. It's a real nice smell that you get from the ratio of spices that we use in most things that we cook in a pan here.
Yeah. Saying to wash your hands after you mix the colors. The chat's put a lot of emphasis on you mixing the colors.
Well, I mean, the reality is, as you're tossing the potatoes around like this, you're not touching anything with your hands but the spatula. So, I mean, the reality is you don't need to rinse your hands after you touch the spatula. Unless you just got a greasy spatula, but that means you should probably do your dishes a bit more often. And now you can really see just all the potatoes. We've just mixed her to the point. We got all the potatoes covered with the sauce. Now we're just going to want to leave the potatoes. See my stove's a bit dirty right now. But you want to find a spot that's not so dirty to put the spatula down.
You see that? You see that technique there, guys?
See there's a spot right there. So we're going to put the spatula down just like that. The potatoes are going to take a while.
Yeah, so this DJ Axel's asking if the sauce is homemade.
Oh yeah, the sauce is homemade. I made the ratio of spices myself, and it came out of my own imagination.
Yeah.
No one told me that recipe, and it's not even written down. This stream is the first time that recipe has ever been verbalized. But that's my special ratio of mixing the spices together.
Kimanito God says that you're only allowed by the stove with adult supervision.
Yeah. I'm allowed near the stove by myself. The key is, after you're done with the stove, you got to remember to turn it off or you'll burn your house down. That's why we don't let PPP by the stove without adult supervision.
Oh.
I'm here to supervise here today.
Oh, I see. Well, there it is, folks. There's the potatoes are going.
So what you're going to want to do next is you want to get your oregano and you want to get your cumin seeds. Now you take the oregano.
Someone who can watch a 3D movie.
EO is demanding to know where the fillets are.
You don't cook the fillets yet because the potatoes take a long time. But you put about 10 to 16 shakes of the oregano onto the potatoes. And then you want to get your cumin seeds. Now I like these President's Choice cumin seeds because they shake out of the bottle real nice. So you take your cumin seeds and you just shake them lightly.
They're saying that they're cumin seeds, if you know what I mean.
Oh, they are cumin seeds. You can look right at them. They're the seeds of the cumin plant. They're just pure, unadulterated seeds.
White people be spicing their taters.
Oh, you don't put it in the fridge. Don't know why I was going through the fridge yet. But next you want to get the maple syrup. So you got the maple syrup.
You got the Aunt Jemima.
It's a classic up here in Canada. The Great White North, you use lots of maple syrup, especially when we cook. So you just want to do a nice little spiral. You just drizzle it out nice and slow, and you do a nice little spiral of the maple syrup. And you can hear it really start to sizzle with the spiral from the maple syrup. And then you want to toss it around some more. Now the potatoes will start to stick because of all the maple syrup and the brown sugar. That makes it sort of sticky. Not the cumin seeds per se, but the maple syrup and the brown sugar. So you mix it around some more. You get her all spread around once again. And you see, you get some stuff stuck on the bottom, so you want to scrape that off whenever you see it. See, that's what gives your potatoes a bit of a crust, you know? And I find that 6 temperature is generally the best temperature to achieve that result.
They're pointing out the uniqueness of Canadian culture in using the maple syrup in the potatoes.
Oh, that's right. That makes for the best potatoes.
Some people are saying there's too much sugar in this.
Hey, fuck off, there's too much sugar. That's where you really get the potatoes start to stick to the bottom of the pan because of all the sugar. And that's when you know that you've used just the right amount.
Exactly.
Just the right amount.
These plebeians have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to cooking.
No.
And, people are saying that, the chat who said that was BTFO by you, Surfer. The chat is on your side, says Video Game Snake. He knows.
Oh, that's right. Now, while we're waiting for that to keep going, what we're going to want to do next is we're going to want to get the chicken going. So you want to get back to your butter. You see, I like these sticks of butter because they got the measurements right on them. So you know exactly how much butter you're using. Otherwise, I'm just guessing. I'm just digging at it and just guessing. And you end up using way too much butter, which puts a gut on PPP. Where you start to get a bit of a gun.
It's a big gun.
Now for the chicken, you're going to want to use about 1.5 tablespoons of butter. You gotta peel the wrapping off of the butter, otherwise it will dissolve with the heat. You wanna rinse your fingers again, because you touch the butter when you're peeling the wrapping. Now, just water, without using soap, if you just rinse your hands with hot water, it's going to remove about 83% of the bacteria. With soap, it will do about 99.9%. And you can really feel as the water heats up, the butter start to come off. If you use cold water, the butter is not going to come off.
People's Populist prick has demanded that you eat the chicken raw. I can't believe there's a guy who's named himself that, but he's such a hater that he's decided to do so.
He sounds like the guy that eats squirrels raw in the vegan market. You ever seen that guy?
Oh, I saw that guy. You showed me the guy who is just owning the vegans by eating the raw squirrel.
Well, that barbecue sauce doesn't open, so we're not going to use that one. We're back to the original barbecue sauce. You're going to want to put, we're going to do this pretty much the same as the potatoes. You're going to want to put just a little bit of barbecue sauce in there. Oh. We're going to want to mix up the potatoes again. You see, they really start to stick to the bottom. Only in some spots. The curious thing is they don't really stick to the bottom all over the whole pan, but in some spots they really do. And you can see you're starting to get a nice crust on the bottom of the potatoes. So at this point I'm going to turn the potatoes down to just past 3. Not quite there, but just past the 3 mark. I'll scrape some of the stuff off the bottom. You gotta turn on the stove for the chicken too. I almost forgot about that. Now you don't want to go full 6 with the chicken. You just want to go to about a medium, which is about a 5 on the stove. We're done with the butter, so we can put it back in the fridge.
People are saying that this food is like a slow suicide.
No, butter's good for you. You shouldn't eat margarine because it's awful for you. I guess it's like completely saturated or hydrogenated or something like that. I don't know.
There's only one molecule that separates margarine from plastic.
But butter, animal fat, is what keeps your heart going.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Because your body burns it real slow and it provides a lot of energy for your heart.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, once again, we're going to want to get some of the Lawry seasoned salt. And we're gonna drizzle in just a little bit at the bottom. Going to want to get the roasted garlic and peppers. We're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, maybe a little bit more.
You give it a 3.5 there.
Maybe 3 1/3 is what we did there. Now the paprika, we're really starting to run out. Usually we do 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Just make sure we get enough. Get the cumin. We're trying to be quick so we can put that focus back on the potatoes. But 1, 2.
That's the cumin there.
Go about 16 in there. That's maybe 15 and a half. Get the turmeric going again. Real good for you.
The turmeric in there, yeah.
Get a bit more sage. Get the sage.
Yep, sage.
The sage.
People's Populous Prick says it needs a tad more cumin.
No, I put a lot of cumin in the cooking, you know. I put the cumin in the cooking, and we don't need any more. But we do need some brown sugar. So once again, we're gonna drizzle the brown sugar around there. It's probably enough for the chicken. And then next, we're going to want to go back to our bottle of water. First, we're going to rinse the hands because we touched the brown sugar with the hands. The brown sugar comes off the fingers real easy. I want to get the water again. I put a lot of water in there this time, but that's good. Get everything mixed up. But you see, in this pan, it's taking a while, so I'm not even going to mix it around yet. But, oh, the potatoes are really starting to stick. And that's good. That just means we got a lot of maple syrup in there. Gives it some good flavor.
They're saying the plastic water bottles shrink your pee-pee size.
Well, it's better than the tap water here in Canada, where you got chlorine and you got lead and you got different pharmaceuticals. I mean, when you're drinking birth control out of the tap water, it probably shrinks your pee-pee size more than the Aquafina reverse osmosis water does. Because with the Aquafina reverse osmosis, you only really got to worry about the plasticizers, which are of course pretty bad for you, but I'd rather drink the plasticizers than drink some lady's birth control.
Trifox demands that we drill our own well.
That's the dream, Trifox. I wish I could drill my own well. Well water's the way to go.
He says that I just read that most Canadian tap water is worse than Flint, Michigan.
Oh, Flint's pretty bad. I don't know, I've never been to Flint.
Does drinking Canadian tap water turn you gay?
Well, it turns the frogs gay.
That's right. It sure does.
Now you can see here in the chicken pan, we're starting to get a bit of a boil. So now I'm going to mix it all up. Yeah, I put a little bit too much water in there, but that's all right.
DJ Axel says that he's unironically got a lot of good cooking tips from this stream.
Base. Oh, you know, I refined my craft over the last 8 years or so, and I took foods and nutrition class in high school, so I like to think I'm a good cook, but I stick to certain recipes that I've sort of refined, you know. Oh, I splashed out a bit of the water, but that's all right. We got too much water in the pan this time. I should have put just a little bit less, but we're going to get the chicken. So once again, we got our local Ontario fresh from the farm chicken. And we'll open it up.
And you see the in-store price was only $7.
Yeah, for these chicken fillets. You're going to want to take the plastic off of the chicken.
Let me ask you this.
And then you just want to use one hand, because then you can turn the tap on with the other hand, and you won't get chicken grease all over the top. So you don't want to cross-contaminate the chicken grease. No, you don't want to eat the chicken raw either. It's not good for you. But you see, so you sort of want to lay the chicken fillets in, because they're sort of triangles. So you want to lay them in opposite of each other. And that way you can maximize the space in your pan. And you just lay them all in.
They've asked how much we hate Quebec.
Well, I just want them to leave, you know, and sort of put the dominoes, get the dominoes going. Really, I don't hate Quebec.
So you're an unabashed Quebec separatist.
Yeah.
Quebec separatism.
If I was in Quebec, I'd want to leave.
Jean du l'épée, c'est votre tour. There you go.
Yeah. Now, you see, you got chicken grease on your fingers, and the chicken grease isn't good. So, now here's another trick, and I've been teaching PPP this, because he tends to get grime all over the things you turn, the knobs for the top. But if you get the palm of your hand here, you see, you can just turn it on at the palm of your hand. And then you don't get any chicken grease.
Base pro tip.
Yeah, that's a base pro tip. Now, you really want to make sure you get all the chicken grease off your fingers. So I sort of rub a little bit, but I'm not going to waste my time with the soap. Because if I just really rub my fingers, I'll get all the chicken grease off of them. Awesome. Okay, now we want to get back to the potatoes. Yeah, you gotta keep watching the potatoes, because see, they stick. Yeah, you don't want them to really burn on one side. You want to get them nice and crisp, you know, and get a nice crust on them. But you don't want to get too much of a crust.
Buddy says he's ashamed that our kitchen is cleaner than his.
You know, my kitchen's not really clean right now. I get my kitchen about 3 times cleaner than this.
Player 920, you live in Eastern Europe, and he's concerned that we're going to burn down the apartment.
That's your comeback.
No, it's not my first rodeo. I think Player 920. You know, I do this almost every day. I've refined the craft. I'll turn off the stove. After I'm done, I'll turn off the stove. You'll even see me turn off the stove. I'll give you that pro tip at the end. But see, the chicken. So we got to get to the chicken quick, because it's starting to cook. We want to get the oregano again. I did about 12 shakes. We want to get our cumin seeds again. And we just want to shake the cumin seeds nice and softly onto the chicken.
Softly shake those cumin seeds on.
Yeah, and then do you know what ingredients next? Do you know what ingredient? Who in chat can tell me which ingredient?
Come on, chat. Somebody tell us what ingredient comes next. Does anyone know? You got 5 seconds. 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got mayo and butter as the guesses.
No, I don't use mayo. Mayo is gross. We're going to use some more maple syrup.
Razmaz knew. He knew it was syrup. He got it in time.
And you're going to want to do about 2 lines on the chicken. Just like that. Just like that.
Want to do 2 lines of the syrup.
Now we're going to start mixing our potatoes around. So, we lost a potato. That's all right. We got lots of potatoes.
Komodo God says Surfer really likes to mix his cumin and Aunt Jemima.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, we're losing potatoes all over. That's all right. See, I'll catch that one. I'll eat it. Potatoes are just right there. And the chicken doesn't take too long. So we can probably start the beans here quick. That's what we're doing in the microwave. Now you see your chicken. So if you take a gander at the chicken, you can see that you're starting to get a nice white edges. You're getting a nice white perimeter on the chicken. And that's when you know it's time to flip it. From that nice, you can see it's starting to cook through. So you can generally do 2 or 3 at a time. Generally 2 is best, but oh fuck.
DJ Axel said it was like watching Da Vinci paint a masterpiece.
Yeah, something like that. I've really been refining my craft. Sometimes you only want to flip 1 at a time.
People's Populous Prick wants to know if we'll be eating the chicken medium rare like all the experts do.
Yeah, I like the chicken a bit soft in the middle, I'm not going to lie.
So we're going medium rare.
Yeah, something like that. One time I cooked the chicken and it was still sort of pink in the middle and it freaked PPP out a little bit. But you know, that's when the chicken's the best. It's nice and soft in the center, right? So you can see the bottom of the chicken starting to look done already. And it won't take that long before the rest of it's done. So I'm going to mix the potatoes around one more time.
People are saying we stole this from JFS Cobra.
I don't even know who JFS Cobra is.
Oh. Seems to be one of the most posted comments on this stream. It's that you've stolen this from JFS Cobra.
Who is JFS Cobra?
You know, he does some amazing cooking streams.
Well, not quite as good as the Surfer's cooking. I've really refined my craft over the years, you see. So you're gonna want to cook the beans in the microwave. You're gonna want to get a bowl first.
Yeah.
This is probably the easiest part. Is you just put them in the microwave. But so I always, because you never know when these are in the warehouse, mice get on them and stuff like that. So you never know about the lid. So what you want to do first is you want to rinse off the lid. Now I guess you should dry it with paper towel or something, but I always just pick a dry spot on my shirt and I do circles to get the water off the top.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna want to get your can opener. You open the can with the can opener. Oh, my can opener never seems to finish. It always leaves a little bit where the lid's not off completely. So I'll flip it to get that open. The Bush's beans are nice because I have chicken with it. You see, every time I hit it, the top comes off. It finishes right away. But you want to spank it, and that gets all the beans off the sides. give her some shakes too.
Give her the shakes.
You see, if you go down real hard and you stop, the acceleration with gravity, the inertia, it causes the beans to come off. Yeah, just smack her some more times. And you can see we pretty much got all the beans out of there. Now you want it to be nice and even in the microwave. So you're just gonna give her a little shake like that. You can see she all levels out. You open up your microwave, put the beans in the microwave. You want to put them in for about 1:10. Now the chicken, I'm going to turn the chicken off right here. And you see, the reason for that, we can flip the chicken back over. Damn it. Get all our pieces of chicken flipped. Just right there. But now, while everything else finishes, the pan will cool off, and all that flavor that's in the bottom is going to soak up into the chicken. Now, that's what makes the chicken real good. And all the flavor in there, it cools off, and it just all soaks up into it. But we're also going to want to get back to our potatoes. Maybe turn that off also. Starting to really stick.
Some folks are thoroughly dissatisfied with the content and want us to attack a Mountie, but
No. There's no Mounties around here. I think they're all out west, aren't they?
that's right.
Are they even in Ontario?
They are, but they only do federal stuff.
Yeah, so now, you see our beans. That's only half the time for the beans. But you're going to want to open the microwave up. And you want to get a fork. And you just mix the beans around. Because how the microwave heats stuff up, it's not going to be warm in the middle unless you mix it around halfway through. You usually get a bean or so on the fork, so you can just eat that. I usually rinse it off.
DJ Axel's shutting down the haters. He's letting them know that this is the best content he's ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in there finding my trap. You know? And then you want to close the microwave. And you want to put it on for another.
This as well.
No, but you know? No, they're not maple. Brown sugar. So you got a little bit of sweetness in the beans as it is. But what I am going to want to do is I'm going to want to rinse out the can. And it's vital that you rinse out the can now, because if you let it dry, it's going to be tough to rinse out. You know, so if you rinse it out right away, it's nice and easy to rinse out. You give her a few rinses, you know. Because once it starts to fill up with the water, the stuff at the bottom, it doesn't quite get it all. So you just give it a few rinses. You shake it out. See your can's nice and rinsed out.
There you go.
You want to take the top of the can. You take the top and you put it in the can. Then you can close it off in there. And drape your recycling bin. Now, I'm going to use this knife to eat with. So the next thing I'm going to do is, while the water's going, I'm just going to rinse the butter off of it. You can use that fork to eat with, too.
You know, Jerry Tommy McCanook says this is the new trick, boys.
Close enough. Here in Canada,
we go.
Now the beans, they'll cool off quicker outside of the microwave than in the microwave because all that heat was just bouncing around. So it heats up the water. That's how it heats things. So you want to take your hand just like one of these, and you just sort of claw on top of it where it's not so hot. I'll just bring it over there for now to cool off. What's going on? I got Kojiko high-speed internet.
Kojika.
After that time, they're really going to stick. So I just toss them around, and then they're good to go. And then that's it. So we're ready to eat. I'll show you what it looks like on the plate. And over here we got our beans. So I'll put it all together for you. PPP, of course, gets the smaller help out with the gun.
Anytime soon. The gun is glorious. It's massive.
So we got 9 of these. So I'll take 5 and I'll get PPP 4 to wean them off a little bit. Here, which 5 should we choose? We'll choose these 3. Oh, the chicken looks nice.
Chat, press 1 if you think the chicken looks nice. Press 2 if you disavow the chicken.
Look at that chicken. You got.
No, it's fucking back down again.
Is it off again? Or are you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe go get off the Wi-Fi. Use your cellular. You don't got Wind Mobile, do you?
Hold on. I think we're back.
Are we back? Okay, solid. So we're just about there to see what she all looks like. Once again, you want to put your potatoes on the plate before you put the beans, because then you get the beans a bit on top of the potatoes. And if the bean sauce makes potatoes a lot better. Last time we had the potatoes with no beans, it was sort of dry. So you want to put your plate down. Now, before I pour the beans, I'm going to want to get some paper towel. And the reason for that is because after I pour it, the beans are going to drip a little bit down the side of the bowl, and I can wipe it before it gets to the bottom. Kind of makes it sort of easier to pour too because it's hot. So you take your beans, and you just pour them like so.
There you go. It's the foodgasm, folks.
And then you can wipe it off just like that. And then here, hold on, I'm just gonna toss this.
Somebody asked why your pants are unzipped.
Well, you see, I've been doing leg day for a little while now, and these pants used to be sort of loose on me, but now they're real tight, and I can hardly get my pants done up anymore. You see, so if I do them up, it's going to be real uncomfortable. So, I just keep my pants undone when I'm wearing these pants because they're just too tight.
Makes sense. And, Player 920 says this is the world's first esoteric mukbang. Now, see, press 1 if you would eat that. Press 2 if you're retarded, if you're a vegan or something.
Now, you can see how the colors go well together. It's like a piece of art, It's all these warm colors, and they really mix into each other. The colors are perfect for it. So that's what dinner's gonna be. Those are chicken fillets, and those are potatoes. I guess they're the size of hash browns, you could say. And then you got your brown beans with them.
There we go, and that's been Cooking with the Surfer, folks. Cooking with the Surfer.